to be an Indiana native and now enter your 5th year as head coach of the Hoosiers. Jeff, good morning. Thanks for taking some time with us. Is there additional pressure on you because you're a Hoosier by birth to be the head coach there?
I think, I think anytime you have a chance to represent kind of where you're from, it means a little bit more to you. And my dad coached at Indiana, and I'm from 45 minutes from campus. So I think there's always a little bit more to it. But, everybody wants to do a good job at their job. It's just, I guess, when it kind of tugs on your heartstrings a little bit, it makes it more personal. When you look up on the stands and you see your high school football coach there, that does add a different element to the operation a little bit.
Hey, Jeff, congratulations. It's Harold here. Good to see you, man. I love the swag you got going, the Adidas. I don't think we've had an Adidas guy on.
Medium, and large.
Hey, I know a guy. We'll make it happen.
All right. I was going to say, we hadn't had that. But I want to ask you, Matt touched on being a local product coming out of Indiana. We've watched really in the last, I'd say, 10 years, the Midwest really take off. Wisconsin, Indiana. As far as baseball is concerned, it seems like there's been a tap that got opened up. What do you see that happened all of a sudden there?
Well, I think you saw a real investment in the player development aspect of a lot of the off-site facilities and the investment into the weight room, and that the ability for us, the advantage that we have in the off season is those guys are able to get really, really physical. And so when you're on the field playing, it's great. You're really developing your skills on the field. But in the off season, when you're in the weight room, when you're developing the power, the force, and those kind of things, you're seeing that really explode. And then the onset of Grand Park in Indianapolis has really, really helped. So those guys are able to have, world-class baseball from all over the country come right here into Indiana. And it allows us to have that training in the off season and to be able to develop physically. But now we're able to compete against really good players throughout the course of the summer, and I think you're seeing that on the field as well.
Hey, in 2024, UCLA and USC joined the Big Ten. Those are two baseball powerhouses. I think it may affect your sport just as much as football. How will that change the conference for the Big Ten?
I think it helps in a ton of ways. It helps from a strength of scheduling standpoint. It helps from an RPI standpoint. And so that kind of the rising tide that lifts all boats, I think it really helps us to try to get that 5th or 6th team into the postseason, because you're playing those high RPI teams now on a consistent basis in your schedule. I think it opens up the footprint as far as recruiting when you're able to get further west, because now those kids that were going to go to those schools now have an opportunity to go to other Big Ten schools and still be able to travel. You're going to play against those teams anyway. And so why not come to an Indiana or an Illinois or some of those programs? So it does open the footprint. I think it's a terrific experience for the Midwest kids to be able to go out to the West Coast and play. It's something that you don't always get to go and do and spend a couple of weeks out there. So from an overall student athlete experience, I think it'll be a lot of fun. From a conference standing standpoint, I think it really helps to elevate us as well. And then from a competition standpoint, when you're playing against really good teams consistently, it helps to harden you and prepare you for the postseason. So I think it's a huge positive, and I'm super excited about it.
Well, I got a bunch of questions for you. We could visit with you forever. First of all, I want to know who that big left-handed hitting donkey was that hit an absolute bomb in that video we saw. Who was that little Jim Thome clone we got going there?
Yeah, you're right. It's funny. It's Matt Ellis, a catcher, left-handed hitting catcher out of Kentucky, and Jim Thome is somebody we talk about a lot with them. And yeah, Matt right there. And he's a big, strong man. Hit 18, 19 home runs last year, and is a really good player.
Yeah.
But we kind of talk about that. I pulled up several videos of Jim Thome and tried to help guide and steer him in that direction. So it's funny you say that.
I love it.
Why did you say Kyle Schwarber?
Thome was the first image that popped into my mind when I saw that pass. Hey, I want to ask you too about your coaching staff, Jeff, because you have a notable on it. One whose life stands to change quite a bit tomorrow if Scott Roland, in fact, is voted into the Hall of Fame. Talk about having Scott around, the impact he's made on the program in his home state.
Yeah, Scott's just such a wonderful person, and I was fortunate to grow up around Scott a little bit and to get to know him kind of before coming to Indiana. So, he's a great resource as a human being, I think, first and foremost for me as a friend and for our family. And and then for the program over the last several years to have just his levity and his balance in life, the human being that he is, his character and integrity, all those things. He was a great player, undoubtedly, and deserved of the Hall of Fame. But who he is as a human being impacts the people around him more. And I think that's the thing that he's brought. When he's able to be here is to continue to invest into the personal growth and the development of the kids and who they are. And that's something that he's always impacted me with. So just that balance of life and understanding there's really important things, and baseball is one of them. But there's a lot of things that we can go out and be passionate about.
Are you guys going to be sitting around waiting for that announcement, or are we just going to see how Scott reacts? What's the plan?
Yeah. No, we'll be working through practice and whatnot. And Scott, as you guys know, is so low key, and Scott will kind of be doing his thing tomorrow, but we'll be following and cheering for him and excited and waiting with the anticipation. And I hope and I pray that we're able to have tomorrow be a really exciting and a celebratory day.
Hope it happens for him. Hey, before we let you go, if I was a kid interested in going to Indiana, why would I come there to play baseball? Give me your spiel.
Well, I think there's several pieces of it, and I always tell people it's about fit, and the primary function for us is in our education and our player development. And we're a program that's really invested into the high school recruiting. If you look at our 21 classes on beyond, they've all been top 25, and so the ability for us to provide a terrific education and to be able to bring guys in, give them a direct avenue to compete early in their career, to get on the field, but then to really invest into the player development aspect, and not just in the typical way, but in the weight room, in the diet, nutrition, and our lifestyle. I do enjoy the metrics. I do enjoy the data. I think we have to be careful not to go off the deep end a little bit with it. I think it can become a little bit cumbersome at times, but I think using information to be direct and to know when we make decisions, we're decisive and we can enact those for the betterment of the player. I think you start to look at those things, and you're talking about an experience where you can have the best of both worlds. In the Midwest, for a lot of kids, they're 3 to 5 hours from home to be able to compete at a national level with a world-class education in a program that's centered around the individual's development as part of the team's overall achievement. I think it's allowed us to have success, and it's going to allow us to have a lot more in the next few seasons.
Jeff, we appreciate the visit. Thanks for sharing some insights on your program. I have circled the name Matthew Ellis because I'm going to watch this dude, man. I'm looking at his page on your bio online. This guy's got pop. He gets on base. Exciting player. Circle him for your fantasy leagues, too. 5 years from now, big league star. That's my call right now, way in advance, but I'm calling it.
He's going to love that.
Hey, we appreciate the visit, Jeff. Thanks again. Best of luck to you and your program.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it, guys. Have a great day. Thank you.